Hey everybody and welcome to the Hot Tag with your girl Izzy. Today I am so excited to welcome you to my interview with somebody who is taking the pro wrestling industry by storm. She's performed on Reality of Wrestling, Title Match Wrestling, AEW Dark, and many other promotions. She also is a cosplayer and Twitch streamer. She is VertVixen. Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing today? Thank you so much, Rob. I'm like listening to that and I'm like, that's so much. Thank you so you know.
Well, you deserve a great intro because you're a great person.
Oh, see, you think that. Just kidding. I try. I really try.
Well, I'm so excited to have you on the show today. Like, this is going to be such a fun interview. Now, before we get into the questions, I think all of us went through like that phase of discovering new things during quarantine. And I know you're a huge fan of video games. So, like, was there a video game that you like discovered and was like, this is it?
I mean, I wouldn't say that this is it, but I would say that like I need something to fill my time. So I played a lot of Animal Crossing, like most
Same.
people.
Okay, yeah, same.
It was like I don't normally play games like that, but I was like,
Mhm.
I've got nothing to do. I'm literally stuck inside right now. I can go do like I was going to the not the gym. The gym was closed. I was going to the park and like doing sprints and burpees and like trying to keep up on exercising. But you know, we'd get back home and I'd be like, we've already watched all of Tiger King. We've already watched like 100 million movies. I don't know what to do now. So I guess it's Animal Crossing. So that was my quarantine.
I'm like, it's so weird to hear that because I literally did the same thing. I watched Tiger King,
Yeah.
I played Animal Crossing, and I gotta ask you, like, who's your like favorite villager on Animal Crossing?
Oh,
It's hard, right?
who did I like that I had? Because I like, I never went like super crazy with it. You know what I mean? Like where I would try to like get villagers to leave and then get certain ones to come back.
I'm that type of person.
Well, and like a lot of my friends were too, and they're like, I can't get this stupid villager to leave, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know.
I would get the ugliest villagers, not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, and I felt like all of mine were like that. I won't lie to you. There was like, and I don't remember their names because I have not touched Animal Crossing since quarantine. It was a
Okay.
quarantine game for me, and that's it. Like that was.
Okay.
I'm playing a lot of Hades now because that's more of my style of game.
Okay,
Which
yeah,
if
I
you
get what you're
haven't
saying.
played Hades, so much fun.
I
Hades
haven't.
and it's so good. It's so
Okay.
good. I mean, it's a little more on the adult theme of things, but
hmm
it's still a fun game. I highly recommend.
Oh, I will check it out. It's so hard like finding these new hobbies during quarantine and like I feel like video games have like saved everybody, including myself. It's good to know that the video game world like has our back.
Yeah, of course, always, always, always. I mean, that's always 100%. I did pick up crocheting, which was super random, but
Okay. I
I
I
don't do it
cannot
anymore. It
sew
was just a
anything.
quarantine thing.
I can't sew anything to save my life. I can't sew on a button like that. Well, I know crocheting and sewing is like two different things, but like I feel like they're kind of in the
But
same world almost.
you could if you tried.
I
But
know.
if you also
If
have
I
no
really
interest
took
in
some
it, then
time, I'm so scared to enter like the sewing and like crocheting world because I feel like I would either like cut my finger off like with the tiny like needle or anything. Like I don't know. I feel like I would just be bleeding. Like it's not my
it's
thing.
just random. You'd like end up crocheting your head into your scarf somehow, and you're like, I don't understand how this happened.
I think yeah, I'm like that type of person. Like I'll get from like point A to like point G without like connecting the dots.
I feel that. I feel
Yeah,
that.
you feel that. It's a strong feel. Well, I think we just have to jump into your incredible pro wrestling career because that's what we're here to talk about. And one thing I noticed about you is that you have performed on several, and I mean several different promotions. And then you landed in AEW as you made your AEW Dark debut last December. Congratulations. So,
Thank you.
how has your experience from the independent scenes like prepare you for this new chapter and journey that you're about to embark on in AEW?
So first of all, I feel like this is gonna sound so weird. I feel like I haven't. I've only been working for like a year and a half. I started. It was
hmm
officially 2 years training in January, and then with COVID, I think it's been about a year and a half. I don't know. COVID threw everything off. But like the independents are so magical and in a
They
different
are.
way in this. It's like you're getting with all your buddies, you're driving 3 to 4, 5 hours, sometimes more, to a show. You get there, you work the show, you're exhausted, and then you drive back, right? After you like help set up the ring and tear it down. And all for not a ton of pay, because the independents, a lot of time there's not a lot of pay, if any. Mostly it's just on the lower end, but it's all like the people you meet, the experiences you have, like the fans you meet, the different workers that you get to work, like the different girls and friends and everything that I've made on the independents. And it's all really been really humbling, because in a good way, in the sense of seeing how hard all of these people work, and seeing how hard like what it actually takes, even on the independent level, to put like a small show together, and the medium-sized show, or like a televised independent show. Like it's really incredible to see all of the manpower and woman power that it takes to create such an incredible show to entertain the fans. And things were obviously different with before COVID, and now things are, we've got social distancing. A lot of places aren't running shows yet. Hopefully things eventually start going back to normal here. But going from that to AEW, it's, first of all, I'm so like humbled and grateful for even getting the opportunity to be on Dark. Like that was, when it happened, I was like, I don't deserve, why am I here? Like, what is this? Why am I here? And it's just like, it's different, but it's not, in the sense of like, we're all wrestlers. We're all nerds. Like, we all love this business, and we all love what we're doing, and everybody just wants to create the best matches that they can and the best show that they can. And there's really, I mean, it feels different because, first of all, when I've done the AEW stuff with Dark, it's been during the COVID time. So there's, it's been the taped stuff, which has been a different situation. But it's a different kind of magic. And I have a background in film and TV. I did it when I was younger, and I've done some other stuff. So being on set is a little bit different, but at the end of the day, it's just kind of like the independents on like a grander scale. Like, everyone is just there to wrestle and create the best thing they can. And it's, being on the independents and learning respect and learning, really the ropes, no pun intended, of this industry. And I still don't know anything, you know what I mean? Like I said, I've only been doing it for a couple years. So I'm still super green and a super baby to this business. So I'm still learning so much, but it's not that different. It's hard to explain. Like, it's different, but it's not different.
I get what you're saying. It's like, it's a big transition, I'm sure. And I'm sure it's like the independent scene has really prepared you, it's helped a lot of people. But also, I know you're really big on going to the gym, and that's like huge on like, improving your craft. So what does like a gym routine look like for VertVixen?
So funny, because I just,
the face you made was like, oh my God.
I just finished with my personal trainer, because it was, this is what I'm trying to get at right now, because I'm not as consistent as I want to be. On a good week, I'm there 6 days a week. That's like, that's a good week for me, right? Like, I hit all of my workouts. It's, I do 3 days, 3 days on, a break, and then 3 days on again. And, the goal right now for me is to do fasted cardio in the morning, separate from my actual gym workout. And then on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, sometimes in between, I have wrestling training at night. And then when I do the workouts, she has it, because like I said, I have a personal trainer now, because I was like, I wasn't making progress like on my own. And it was just like, I had to save for a personal trainer, because it was like, I don't know what to do, right? It's a whole, for people that don't know it, like, it's one thing, like, go to the gym and work out, and you're going to make progress if you're putting in the work, right? But then you reach a certain point where you're like, well, my body's not looking how I want it to look, or I'm not losing fat in the places I want to, or gaining muscle in the places I want to, and I don't know why. And that's when it's like everything, you find help, right? Like, find help with it. That's just the point I was at. But I'm also starting I'm starting MMA next week officially.
Nice.
I just got my gi in for jujitsu, so I'm super duper stoked. I'm kind of
That's
keeping it
like
a
one
little
of the
under
best
wraps because
feelings.
I'm so excited. Well, I did taekwondo
Yeah.
back in the day, which has helped
Mhm.
me a lot, but like I'm like I need to work on my footwork, I need to work on my
Mhm.
grappling, I need to work like more on my strikes, like I need to work on all these things, really footwork like a lot. And
Yeah.
so I just like
Footwork is like the base for pro wrestling, and it's a little
yeah,
bit hard, but it's like once you get it down, it's like a whole new world.
I'm so stoked about it. I'm like I wish I had done it before. You know what I mean? Like I wish
Yeah.
I had started it like before, but I'm like it's okay. I'm still gonna do it, and it doesn't matter if it's now or then or whenever it's happening. So
That's awesome that you're getting into BJJ because I love me some BJJ. Like
oh,
arm bars,
nice,
chokes, like yes, like it's so much fun going to tournaments and just
girl.
being able to
How
like
long have you
arm
been
bar
doing
somebody.
it?
Well, okay, so I'm a bit on a break because of COVID and like BJJ, it's like you're like this with the person, like you're in their face. I'm like, oh, I don't know. But I started, I want to say like 2 years. Like I wasn't doing it for a long time because, I went from like training in a pro wrestling school. Then I had my match and I was like, you know what, let's try this MMA stuff. And it was so much fun. And like,
Yeah,
going to tournaments, competing and it's like it's a lot of pressure going to those tournaments because it's like a whole bunch of kids just like merged into one. But overall, it's so much fun. You're gonna love it. You look like the person that will do BJJ. Not gonna lie.
that's so funny. My dad actually, one of the biggest reasons I'm doing it is so I lost my dad in 2017 to
Oh, I'm
cancer.
sorry.
It's don't you're fine. But he always told me, so when I did taekwondo back in the day, I was like 12, 13, and he was like, you're a killer, you need to actually learn how to fight, right? And taekwondo
Mm-hmm.
is more like, not that it's a martial art, it's more pretty, and like we learn, more basic kicks. It's not really
Mm-hmm.
about grappling and getting people down and learning how to actually submit people. So he was like, I want you to do Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had done it when he told me to start doing it at 13. But that was like, this is before Rhonda. This is before any girls. This was
Mm-hmm.
way before like, and so all of the Brazilian jiu-jitsu schools, it was like all men. And I would, as a
Yeah.
13-year-old, I felt uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because there weren't any other
I
girls doing it. And,
I know what that's like because I started to get into amateur wrestling and it was like kids my age, but I was the only girl. So I was
aw,
like, and like usually I'm not like that type of person. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. But like I was like,
same.
it's like I felt so awkward and like I don't know. It's just like it just didn't feel right almost. So that's why like I always
Yeah.
loved BJJ because it's like you can like just fight everybody almost. But also, I know they announced that they're sanctioning girls wrestling, and I'm like, yes, let's do this.
Oh hell yeah, do that, do it for sure, do it.
Yes.
Like, I wish I could go back and do all that stuff.
But it's
And
good
now
that
it's like
it's good that you're getting into BJJ. I think that's like so cool and like awesome in all the ways.
it's gonna. I mean, all it can do is help, right? Like, and
Hmm.
if it's all it can do is because I when I started wrestling, I knew I'd like it, but I didn't know how much I'd love it. Like I didn't
Hmm.
realize like how obsessed I'd become with it and how much I would just love doing it. And now all I want to do is anything I can to make my wrestling better. And if I obviously wrestling training, the gym, studying tape, all those things, but I'm like, I also need to start implementing and really learning, a different style of fighting so that I have
Hmm.
all of these tools in my toolbox so that I can pull them out and just be really well rounded.
Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, and it's really just incredible to hear that you're trying to improve your craft. You can actually see it in the ring when you're on dark. And I want to dive into something that a lot of people wouldn't expect that would help you improve your craft in the ring, and that's your love for cosplaying. I know when like you go to like those cosplay conventions, you got to get all dressed up and then like you kind of have to embrace that character. And the way that ties into wrestling, you have such a charismatic character in the ring, and we see that a lot in AEW. So has your love for cosplay and transforming into these different characters helped your character development in the ring?
Oh, 100%, like 100%.
100.
Because, and I say that because it's like, I did not have a lot of, I mean, I still deal with confidence issues, but like, I did not
Mhm.
have like any confidence, like as a kid, like I had zero.
Mhm.
I was very much like, then I was the gothic nerd with my with my manga, and I would sit and just draw anime. Like, you know, I would in my like black hoodie in the corner, nobody talked to me. I'm in my own world. Like that was, you know, and that was me. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I
Mhm.
never really came out of my shell when I was younger. So when I
Mhm.
started doing cosplay as a young adult, it was kind of like my coming out of like my shell of like who is Alicia as a person, who is Vert, you know, and it's so crazy to say this, but by dressing up like other characters and really embodying these powerful male and female characters, because I would do I love doing and now I can't even think of the word, cosplaying as a male character but making them female. There's a word for it and I can't
Okay,
even
yeah,
think
I
of it
get,
right.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I
sort of,
did it
kind
a
of.
lot, and I
Mhm.
love it because it's the idea of like taking this male character and making it an empowered female character, and just really kind of embodying that heroine that we all have within us, but
Yeah.
bringing it out to the surface and showing it to the world. And you know, it's cosplay is it's hard. Like I would,
Really? Okay.
it's hard. Like I would make my cosplays. A lot of time I would make them from scratch. Like I would make everything from top to bottom.
Mhm.
And that is hard in itself. But what people
I'm
don't
sure.
realize too, wearing the costumes, they can be painful. They can be heavy. They can be
Mhm.
tiring, especially when you're wearing it at a con for 8+ hours. You're walking
Yeah.
around a lot of times for us girls in heels, which is, as you know, is painful. And then the weight of everything on you. Sometimes there's corsets under there, like all the makeup you have on, contacts, like everything just, it starts to, it hurts. And it's also really overwhelming to just be, I mean, pre-COVID, to be around
Mhm.
thousands of people like that all day that are constantly stopping you to take pictures. And it's a really incredible experience. It's very empowering. If anybody's interested in cosplay, 100%, you should do it. It's great. But like, it is one of those things where it's a lot harder than you think it would be, like
Yeah,
mentally,
I'm
physically,
sure.
emotionally. So, but
Because
I
I
love
kind
it.
of know what that's like when I used to dress up as Bailey going to the NXT shows. Because I would wear like,
Nice.
the NXT Women's Title belt. I would wear like all that fun stuff, and it would get heavy. Like I felt
Yeah.
like I was like getting in a workout, but now things have changed.
I guess, right? Things have changed now.
Things
Things
have
have
changed.
changed.
I'm not the Bailey girl anymore. No, I'm joking.
Whatever,
Well,
whatever.
it's
I love her,
we're
by the way.
it's we're past. Me too. Trust me, I love her too. Well, it's no secret that you love cosplaying, and since we're pretty much on that topic, if you can pick one person that you can cosplay as, and you had to wear that outfit for your entire pro wrestling career, who would it be? I'm sure that's a very hard
Kratos.
question.
It's not Kratos from God of War.
Really,
And like
him?
yeah, and I actually have a set being I may or may not have a cosplay set that's being made. And I'm hoping, I, I haven't done any cosplay stuff. Like I
Hmm.
haven't really done a lot of cosplay stuff with my wrestling stuff, but I want to kind of try to bring that in there more. We'll see. You know, I'm kind of like dabbling in the waters and seeing how things go. But yeah, I mean, look, so Darksiders, which is the logo I have tattooed on me here, and
Hmm.
actually the logo I have on my knee pads, it's actually on my new gear too.
Yeah.
That game has probably been next to The Legend of Zelda, has probably
Okay.
been one of the more influential games for me. But when it comes to characters and character development, like War from Darksiders is amazing. He is like 100% one of my favorite characters, but Kratos has so many layers to him.
Okay.
And there's so much to play with there. And also, how cool would it be to have the red paint down my
That would be
face and
cool.
the
That would be
armor?
cool.
And it would
That
be
would be
so
cool.
cool.
I played a little bit of God of War, and like I know what you're talking about. So like just thinking about it, like, and seeing it in the ring, like I feel like it would be cool.
It would
I
be
feel like
so
you could pull
cool.
this off.
I think so too. I mean, girl, I know I could pull it off. It's just
Your
about
confidence is like out
doing.
there.
But like I said, it took me dressing up like a lot of characters and using their confidence to build my own confidence. Is that weird? I don't know. Maybe
no,
it's fake confidence.
I feel that though. I feel that, I feel that though. Well, oh my God, we've had such a great interview. Like, thank you so much for coming on the show. And also, I wanted to give you the opportunity to plug in any social medias, upcoming matches, like whatever you want. The floor is yours, my friend.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You can find me on Instagram at VertVixen. It's at VertVixen. Twitter is also at VertVixen. Facebook is facebook.com/Alicia Cosplay because VertVixen was taken. But if you, I know, but if you search VertVixen on Facebook, I'll come up. And then Twitch is twitch.tv/VertVixen. Stream should be happening in the next couple weeks. I keep saying that, but I've got so much stuff going on that
I'm sure, but
I'm gonna figure this out.
It's good to know that you're gonna be coming out with some streams.
Yes, I'm actually working on vlogs right now too, which is real weird. That's real weird.
I saw your tweet.
It's so weird. I'm like not okay. I'm because I've never been a selfie person. Like I'll take selfies for social media specifically, or I'll like take selfies to send my boyfriend like specifically. But like I won't like. That's weird. I just don't take pictures. And so I'm like with a camera, like everyone's looking at me and I just feel like everyone's looking at me and I'm like, don't look at me.
Yeah, I get what. And like also because here I have my phone with me. So like it's hard because like how do I get everything in the shot? Like that's not possible. Like I'm not gonna be walking around with like some phone holder, like a tripod. Like that's not me, people.
I might have to. Yeah, I don't know. It's not me either. We were driving.
I do have a good one. You should. I don't know the name of it. I gotta find the link and send it to you. But
yeah, send it.
It's like a phone holder. It's not too big. Or small. And then you can like attach a microphone to it, which is like,
ooh,
it's like a whole new world. It's amazing.
Ooh, send me the link to that so I can.
I will.
Because the audio always sucks on the phone. So
I know it's like.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. Like this was so much fun. I love talking about cosplaying, even though I don't really know too much about it, but I just love learning about.
Do it. You're a cosplayer. Don't do that. Like you're a cosplayer, Bailey. Like come on.
Maybe
Ding
I
dong,
am.
Hello.
Ding dong. And thank you. Like again, like oh my God, I cannot talk. Like I said, thank you so much and taking the time out of your day to come onto my show. I truly appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate you, and you are extremely talented. I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you so much. And you are too. I love watching your matches. Like, they're so much fun.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course. And thank you guys for tuning into this episode of The Hot Tag with your girl Izzy and VertVixen. We will see you guys next time. Bye. Peace signs, yes.